This is what happens when you start pulling wires from your computer, Charlie.
So, the good news is,
Yes.
I'm looking at a website here. According to this, if it makes you feel any better, I'll send it to you in chat. Wait,
Okay.
nope. How the fuck do I send chat in Google nowadays?
I don't know. Just go. I don't know.
There you go. Wait, this might work. There you go.
Hold on.
According to this, like, it's actually running at a faster frame rate in some games at PCI 4 versus PCI 5.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. My understanding was, this last I looked, like, it runs like new graphics cards run on PCI 5, but none of them actually like take advantage of the extra bandwidth, basically.
Gotcha.
Is everything I've read.
Well, all I know is that it works.
Take a look at that chat after the show and maybe make you feel a little bit better.
Sweet. All right, we have 6 minutes before we actually officially start, so.
Well, yeah, I was just looking at it unmuted. You can slide through and just see the stats.
Yeah, let me see if I can. How do I do this, Charlie? Come on. Okay. If I do that, and then I do this one, and then I use my mouse over here, and then I go like this, and I do that, and then I close this. It's amazing. Charlie, it's absolutely amazing.
Life is amazing, is it not?
Yes. Oh, it's on it. Okay. Woot woot. Turn all my settings up to maximum warp speed.
Maximum overdrive.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Of course, you chose a very good game to start off with.
What?
They started off with Expedition 33.
Yeah.
All right, I'll look more into this after the show.
Indeed.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 topics.
Nice.
Yes. I was already informed twice today.
Twice?
Like, you do know that Thursday nights are not tonight, right? I'm like, yes, I know. Very aware. But the evil scheduling gods decided to put a certain activity at a time that conflicts with the Thursday Night Hangout. And therefore, we're doing the Thursday Night Hangout special Wednesday edition.
And I had to look at the title. I actually have a new game I started playing.
Hump Day Hangout. Yes, that's right, Sam.
Wait, is that a Sam?
That's a Sam Grizzle.
Sam found us on a non-Thursday? Look at that!
That's right. Okay, since we got a couple seconds, as many of you know, I do play basketball. I play in 2 different leagues, and I play basketball at a Jewish community center, and unfortunately, it appears that most of the Jewish holidays are falling on Wednesdays for the rest of the year. And my usual game night for one of the leagues is Wednesday nights. And in order to get the whole league done before the beginning of the new year, we are basically just spinning the wheel, and they're putting games on different days. I've got 2 games on Tuesdays. I've got 2 games on Thursdays. 2 games on Sundays. That's 2. That's 6, and 4 games on the 4 Wednesdays that are the center's actually open. So usually when we do the Thursday Night Hangout, and I'm in the other league, those are mostly Mondays and sometimes Thursdays. And if I try to make, I pray that my team's games are at 7 o'clock because that's the one time I will play on a Thursday, and then we'll have a slightly delayed Thursday hangout. But if that doesn't happen, then I actually request for a sub on Thursday so that I could be here. But it is the start of a brand new season in the one of the leagues, and I didn't. And as the team captain, I didn't want to miss the first game, especially since I already had to find 2 subs for the 5 players I have. That we play 4-on-4 cross court. By the way, we don't play full court. That would be fun, but white men can't jump. Well, Sam, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I fit that stereotype.
Charlie can't jump.
No, I cannot jump. I have not been able to truly jump since my junior year in high school. And let's just say it's been a while since my junior year in high school.
You just got to find the fountain of sophomore year of high school youth.
See, the problem was I was a very competitive cross-country and road runner in my youth for 5Ks, and I completely jacked my knees up. And I'm surprised I haven't had to have surgery yet. I have to play basketball with knee braces in order to get through the game.
I know that story. I just don't have any cartilage in my knees.
Well, I have my kneecap and that wonderful channel where your kneecap's supposed to reside when you bend your knee.
Yep.
Does not align.
It's overrated.
It basically just grinds on one side.
Nice.
Yes, on both knees. It's the grind on the outside of the canal, as it were. And yes, I am wearing an Elmo, a beefy Elmo T-shirt this evening.
Are you Elmo?
No.
Okay.
Wait, where did I put? Uh-oh. One sec. I know it's 8 o'clock, but give me 1 sec. I've got to find one thing. Damn it. All right. Let's do this thing, shall we? Actually, everyone can hear Zealeus, right?
I can hear myself. Does that count?
Well, I'm assuming that Sam could hear you, but I just wanted to make sure. I just looked at your audio levels. You're fine. All right, so I will hit the record button, and I will then mute Zealeus because that's how we do it, and we'll start the show. You ready, Zealeus?
Such a jerk.
Yeah, I know. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition. Oh my God, what a terrible start! Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Ultimate Confusion Thursday Night Hangout, Wednesday Special Edition. I, of course, am your host, Charlie, and I'm joined once again by the prolific comer himself, Zealeus.
Are we going to need a new intro slide for maybe it just says like the non-Thursday night hangouts?
The non-Thursday night. No. So, ladies and gentlemen, real quick, we, of course, usually do our show on Thursday nights, but unfortunately, because of a scheduling conflict, we had to push it one day forward. Thank you, Zealeus, for making time to actually do this.
I had to check with the boss, but I got the okay for this one time.
Rose will be exacting revenge later, but that will be off camera.
She already exacted her revenge when I told her earlier tonight.
Okay, well, there you go. This, of course, is the Thursday Night Hangout. It's a live show where we try our best to cover the topics most important to you during the show. If at any point during the show you have any questions, opinions, wait, did I already say questions? Topics, thoughts, anything, just drop them into the chat, be it on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, and we'll try to add it to the show. If we do, unfortunately, run out of time, we'll add it to the very next show. Before we truly jump into it, I do want to tell you that if you saw, I tried to stream yesterday, but it was kind of like a bare bones stream. Fun fact, yesterday morning, or maybe right before lunch, I noticed that my desktop wouldn't turn on. Well, actually, it was turning on, but the graphics card decided to go kaputs. And so having like panic attacks, almost to the point of needing that wonderful paper bag, I decided to try to find my old computer and take the graphics card out of that one and put it into my other desktop so I could actually see if it was the graphics card or if it was the whole computer that was completely... And it turns out it was the graphics card. I had it I had a new graphics card overnighted. I put it in this morning, and as you can see, we're okay.
The digital pixels to give us life in 2025 are back in action.
Yes. So the for those who are interested, the graphics card that went bad was the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080, and I replaced it with the GeForce RTX 5070. So,
There you go.
ta-da!
You are now living the dream of every video game player ever.
Now, of course, my pixels will look even prettier.
What more could you ask for?
Yes. The other thing is, I'm very happy to report that I was able to successfully get all of the USB things that were plugged into my computer to successfully reconnect, because that was another worry. Because when I was doing the stream last night on the old graphics card, I couldn't get the actual oh my gosh, what do you call it? The mic, the preamp thing to actually connect to the computer. So that was fun.
Things were grumpy.
Yes, things were very grumpy. Things were so grumpy that I couldn't get the sound to come through my speaker. It was actually coming through one of my monitors, but I fixed that. I feel very accomplished today.
You mean that high quality 5-watt speaker in your monitor?
Yes. Which, oh my God. My son was playing something at like max volume. I'm going like, please, God, stop the pain.
That was a couple weeks ago on the show. I was like, man, you sound terrible. Like, is your mic actually working or broken? Now it turns out it was playing through my monitor speaker.
Yeah, it makes just a
Could be
difference.
I'm like, really? Can we just honestly leave speakers out of monitors?
But
they're so bad.
But Zealeus.
Look, I'm sorry. Somebody who buys, yes, it's like a $700 monitor. Like, it should be a rule that you have external speakers, because if you're spending stupid amounts of money on a monitor, please, for the love of that's right in the world, get some real speakers. They don't have to be like, they can be $10 speakers and they're going to sound like 100 times better than the monitor speakers. It really doesn't matter. Just get something that's not monitor speakers.
It's true. It's very true. Speaking of speakers, I know it's another side panel here, but my I don't know what's wrong with the TV it's in my family room, but I swear to God, the speakers are getting softer and softer, or the apps are screwing with my audio settings, because we used to watch everything at like 30, and now when we have to watch movies, we're watching them at like 48 and 50.
Maybe y'all are just going deaf from listening to them for so long.
This is true. This could happen. It's true. Could happen. Could happen. Anyways, okay. So let's jump into some stories that we have. The first one is going to pull on Zealeus' heartstrings.
I have heartstrings? Yay!
I've been told.
Okay.
The author, R.A. Salvatore, has kind of hinted that he's done writing anything to do with his most famous character, which of course I'm going to butcher because I don't know how to pronounce Dritz. Dritz? Is that how you pronounce it?
I just go Drizzt.
Drizzt?
I don't know the actual correct. I don't know what the technical pronunciation is either, right? I go Drizzt personally.
Yeah, there you go. Anyways, he has been writing stories about this character or one of the character's descendants since 1987. So he's had a really good run. But it turns out that he may just want to enjoy the universe that this character resides in, mainly the Dungeons and Dragons universe, and just kind of game with his grandchildren. Which I'm like, all right, more power to you, my friend.
I mean, well, there are, to be fair, 39 books in the Forgotten Realms Drizzt universe.
Yeah.
So there are plenty of books to get your knowledge of all things related to the Dark Drow elf in Mesopotamia. It's not Mesopotamia, but it sounds like that. That the Dark City, or traverse to overworld cities. But I thought reading it was he might still write books about his daughter, though. I don't know if that's a spoiler alert. Hello, he has his daughter. Um,
Yes. Well, he's writing. He's currently working on the final Demon Wars saga book.
yeah. So I think that's plenty. I'd be kind of curious if they go like, if he is done writing books, if they go like the
Robert Jordan.
Warhammer route.
Oh,
Well, I wouldn't say Robert Jordan because like that was there was books planned to be written.
hmm
He died,
right.
and that was like a singular series versus you know, this is in the Forgotten Realms universe where there
Yeah.
are Forgotten Realms books
Right.
that are not written necessarily by him. So I do wonder if at some point you would have other authors who would step in and write books about Driz T. What I would personally prefer though is leave Drizzt alone. I think enough books have been written about him. Write about the side characters. Like Daraxel is one of the favorite characters of the series. He's another dark elf who he encounters who, he's the sneaky guy. Not that dark elves aren't sneaky in general, but he's extra super sneaky. Or, the offspring of Drizzt T. So I think there's other characters that probably been written about, I'm guessing, at some form or fashion, because anyone can, not anyone, but other authors can write about Forgotten Realms. But yeah, I think there comes a point where maybe a character has been milked enough and we move on.
Let him lie, my friend. Let him lie.
I do have two omnibuses of the Forgotten Realms from Nivya's earlier works for sure, of Mr. Drizzt in his early days.
Yes. I know I've got one. I got it. Well, I don't know if I still have it or not because it's very hard to remember what was destroyed when the whole office flooded and what was not destroyed. Because I know I lost a good chunk of my manga collection to that wonderful groundwater situation. But yeah, he's written enough.
Yeah, I think he's earned his time.
Yes, he has 8 grandchildren. That's a lot of kids to. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, it's a lot of kids to. If they're all into Dungeons and Dragons, that's a hell of a party.
I'm sure he's a great storyteller when it comes to the actual. He's somebody I'd want to play a RPG with.
Do you think that he's the GM or the game master, the dungeon master, the storyteller, or do you think that he lets someone else take the reins?
Yes, but at the same time, maybe somebody wants to step back and let somebody else take the reins, as you put it. Yes.
Right. Okay. So let's let's talk about the fact. Moving on to the next story or the next topic. Let's talk about the fact that the Pokemon Company is in the news for another lawsuit. This one is a little different than the usual lawsuit. They're actually suing the Department of Homeland Security.
Oh. What for this time?
This past Monday, the Department of Homeland Security posted a video of ICE making multiple arrests. And in that video, it was set to the original Pokemon anime theme song.
So they're like basically joking that you got to catch them all in the form of human beings.
Yes.
For fuck's sake.
My thoughts exactly.
That's just sad and pathetic.
I hope that they get lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of money.
Yeah. I'm on the side of the suing in this case.
Yes.
Because that's just terrible.
Now I know we're in agreement that that sometimes the Pokemon Company gets a little bit anxious when game mechanics get a little too close to what they consider their IP. But this one I'm totally okay with.
Yes. Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, the terribleness aside, it is interesting because I guess the question would be proposed in
Hmm.
any context, not just this.
Yeah.
If you're at a rally or some public event
Hmm.
and they use my music,
Hmm.
is it then assumed that that artist, in this case, the Pokemon company, then
Hmm.
supports whatever that music is being played at?
Right.
And I don't think that's honestly an unreasonable argument to make. Where,
Yes.
if I'm at an event and I hear a music being played, I'm like, oh, this band supports whatever this is. I
Yes.
think it's a pretty reasonable correlation, honestly. Um, so I can totally understand, not just this, and we see it all the time in politics, where there's a rally and they play a band, and ironically, it might be something like Born in the USA or Bulls on Parade or something else
Hmm.
that's basically FU government,
Yep.
but sounds right, bro. And then you
Yeah.
listen to the lyrics, and it's like, the song does not say what you think it says.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like people not actually figuring out what the tone of a song is and then blasting it, thinking it's one thing when it's not at all.
Or like what the purpose of like every Rage Against the Machine song ever is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a hint. Never, ever, ever, ever. Just don't touch Rage Against Machine when it comes to whatever you think it is. It's probably not.
Chances are, if you support like anything political, they're probably not supporting you.
No, 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 not at all. Now,
Yeah.
speaking of lawsuits or law or something like that, let's talk about the fact that the U.S. Congress has sent formal letters to the CEOs of at least these following companies: Twitch, which is a part of Amazon; Steam, which is Valve; Reddit, and Discord. They're The U.S. Congress is inviting them to testify at a committee hearing about the radicalization of online forum users. You don't need. I mean, online forums can create groups of individuals that are radical. You don't need the online forum. They could do it in person. Um, and there's this wonderful thing called freedom of speech. Freedom to, what is it? Oh,
Just
peacefully
ask
assemble.
just ask Jimmy Kimmel how that is.
Welcome back to the air, Jimmy.
Yeah. Yeah,
Actually,
I mean, political climate aside, because it's a whole bunch of baloney.
yes.
But I got, part of the question always comes back to is, do forums have a obligation to police content, particularly radical content in any, direction? I mean, that's been a huge thing with Roblox, right? Where I know we talked about Roblox in the past,
Lord.
where there is definitely grooming and pedophiles doing
Yes.
things on, which is not the same as radicalization, but it is a form of probably not a great use of your online resources, but it is a thing.
Yes.
So like, at what point do online forums have an obligation? I'm not saying moral obligation, I'm saying legal obligation
Mm.
to step in and oversee that.
They'll just update the EULA or the user agreement. That's all they're going to do. There's no way you're going to have somebody that's going to police all this stuff. I mean, Reddit has, the forum admins for certain topics, but
You're right, I agree, but the problem, okay, now getting to politics, but the problem is the current climate would like to see, I'm using their words, the radical left shut down to prevent the radicalization. That's
yeah.
the issue. And as we've seen, as we mentioned, a couple minutes ago, Jimmy Kimmel, it can work. It shouldn't work.
It should not work.
But
Yes.
it should not work, but it can work, and that is the issue. Especially when you have things like mergers being held over companies' heads.
Yep.
If they don't act in accordance with the powers that be, then well, there could be ill repercussions. Again, which I don't think any of us support this type of heavy-handed tactics, but that is the reality of what we live in right now.
Yes.
And like, if these companies were invited and it was a conversation about, let's just say, the online grooming and pedophilia and things like that, I don't think any of us would have a concern with. Like, yeah, sure, that makes sense. Have a conversation about that. Let's see what we can do to build safeguards, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
But when clearly a political thing, trying to use that to your advantage, that is, I think, completely changes the messaging to me of how to think it's bogus, probably in this regard. Because we've seen very quickly how that's been going.
Right.
And you have the whole thing that's going on right now with Valve, where basically, not companies, but what's the word I'm looking for? The equivalent of PACs, political action committees, are basically pressuring credit card companies to drop and not be credit card processors for companies, in this case like Valve, for having what they deem illicit material hosted on their video game website, so Steam. Which again, I think is totally not okay, because video, like, credit card processors should be totally agnostic. If it's illegal, yes, that's different. Or if it's illegal, sure, ban it, but there's nothing illegal about the content. It's then up to the user or parents to basically be like, yeah, Johnny should not be downloading this NC-17 game. Parental controls, they exist for a reason. So there already are those controls in place, but to be the credit card processor, and that's the one who's being pressured, they should be totally agnostic to what's going on and not be a political pawn. Yes. And that's what's also going on behind the scenes with companies like Steam.
Yes.
So, yeah, there's a whole lot of that whatever the content is, that they didn't become a political pawn.
Yes.
It's just kind of full pawn.
Yes.
It's just kind of, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't know anymore, man, what to believe. Tell me, Ultra Confusion, what should I believe?
You can believe that Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN is going to have another price hike, because that's what's going to happen. Beginning October 21st, you're going to see an additional upgrade or hike. There we go. Hike of prices for all of the Disney products. If you want just Disney Plus with ads, it will increase by $2, so it'll be $11.99 a month. If you want Disney Plus Premium with no ads, we're looking at we'll just give you the annual one. Annual is $190 annually. It was $160, so it's a $30 increase. And then there's, oh my God, there's so many different bundles underneath here. So I'm just going to skip to, let's see here. The one that I have, let's see if I can, wait, where is mine? I don't know. I'm confused now. I don't have the HBO Max bundle.
So I currently do have the, so I have the Hulu Live TV, which has Live TV, Hulu, ESPN Select, and Disney Plus.
Yep.
But I am personally canceling my subscription at the end of this month. Ironically, I'm jumping to, in part because of both what's going on and the political and the price increase. I'll jump to YouTube TV, which is
Ironically,
Currently,
going to lose a bunch of sporting channels.
when I did it last year, I had them all. The ones I
Yeah,
need, at least. I'll put it
right.
that way.
Last year,
Mm,
it's not the same this year. just double check before you switch.
good call.
Um,
Because we all know that. So, real quick about the price. So,
yeah.
YouTube TV right now is $82.99. But you know that now that Hulu is increasing their price, like I would put money on in the next couple of months. Guess what YouTube TV is going to do?
Oh yeah, absolutely. They will be within their rights to have a competitive pricing, which means they can actually push it up a little bit.
Yeah, it'll go up to basically the same price. I remember when I got YouTube TV originally, it was like $49 a month.
Yeah,
it was glorious.
Okay? What was your first? Just out of curiosity, what was your first streaming like
Netflix.
Okay, but for
Because I had Netflix.
TV.
So because I had Netflix when it was on disc.
Yeah. And I didn't. I got Netflix once it was streaming. But what was your first like TV streaming?
What do you mean TV?
Like
streaming?
where you could watch live TV?
Oh, YouTube TV.
Mine was PS View.
Oh yeah, wow, that's old school, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had like. Did I have cable? I can't remember if I even had cable when I moved up to Minnesota. I don't know. I mean, it was definitely YouTube TV would have been the first like live TV subscription in that regard. So real quick, you see the cattail waving.
Yes.
You know how cats do like the head rub? And she's doing it against the monitor. And a little bit of me is like, I don't mind the head rubs, but I always worry like a snaggle tooth is going to come loose and like chomp at the monitor at the same time.
Sam, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I don't know what Stream East is.
I haven't heard Stream East either.
But I'm sure that it may have gone the way of the dodo bird, just like the PS View.
Oh no!
I've always had to be that weird kid who got like the other thing. Okay, like everyone had yes, I had a Game Boy, but when the Game Boy Color was around, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get a Sega Game Gear. When everyone was going, oh man, Apple iPods are the thing, I got a Microsoft Zune.
I think I have a Zune somewhere in a box still.
I don't know if I still have the charger, but I still got it.
I'm sure I still have it. Yeah, I never had honestly until like the iPhone 6. I think it was my first one. I never had an Apple product.
I think I'm trying to remember. I had like the iPod that looked like a small iPhone before iPhone. It was basically like the iPhone without the phone part.
Yeah, I think it was the iPod, wasn't?
Well, no, but there was a specific type of iPod. There was the Nano and the.
Yeah, no, it's just I think it was just called the iPod.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I had one of those
they're
right
really
before I
popular in
jumped
school,
onto
actually,
iPhone.
For a few hot minutes.
So, anyways, all right. Moving on to the next topic. Let us talk about. Man, we're talking a lot about legal stuff or illegal stuff. Let's talk about the game that was on Steam but has been removed, and that game was called Block Blasters, which was available on Steam for over a month.
Blast Blocks?
And it turns out that this game, while playing, was actually contained malware that would jump onto a gamer's computer and drain their cryptocurrency wallets.
Oh dear.
They were able to drain more than the equivalent of $150,000 from victims, including, and this is the one where whomever created this thing needs to be punched in the balls. And I'm not talking about metaphorically, I'm talking about physically. They also were able to drain $32,000 from a streamer who is raising funds for cancer treatment. Yeah, no.
I don't like this person. I don't know them, and I don't have to know them to know I don't like them.
So this game first appeared on Steam July 30th. Sorry, Zealeus. Um,
Don't know what you're talking about.
yep. And yeah, it probably, to be honest with you, where they really screwed up was when they drained the cancer treatment one, because it's completely under the radar until the streamer Ravio Plavnex, who has stage 4 cancer and was
Mm,
doing a charity stream to raise money for their cancer treatment, noticed that they had lost $32,000 after
jeez,
downloading Block Blasters over the weekend right before they did the stream.
that's crazy. Just
So,
not cool, man.
yes. So, to that individual, I hope that someone truly punches you in the nuts, both physically, monetarily, spiritually, emotionally, whatever lees there are out there, because that is some dirty, dirty, abhorrent shit that you did.
What's interesting is you
Mm.
can still see the page on Steam, on
Yes.
Google, and out of 221 reviews, it had a 9 out of 10 ranking. 9 out of 10 stars.
Yes.
So apparently it wasn't a bad game, which is kind of interesting. I don't know. Just a little factoid.
Yes. God bless America.
Doesn't
This-
take away from them being terrible people.
Now, let's talk about when Steam. Let's talk about Steam, but this time Steam dicks over indie developers.
Oh.
So there is a game that I'm trying to see if I can find. It was officially released December 2024. It had been in early access. The name of the game is called Planet Centauri. It had been early access. It had been wish listed by 138,675 gamers. So that's not bad. The early access had a 76% positive review rating. And you're thinking, all right, cool. Lots of people. And then when they released, they only sold 581 copies in 5 days. So they're like, that's weird.
Yeah.
And then they also started doing some research. They found the game didn't even appear on the page 2 of the Steam trends. The release became a total flop, and they just couldn't figure out what was going on. Well, on September 12th, they finally found out. So let's go back again. The game was released December 2024. They finally found out September 12th, 2025. Okay? Just a little bit after the release, wouldn't you say?
Yep. Just a little.
Well, it turns out that there is a very itty bitty little bug on Steam that has affected just under 100 games since 2015.
Yeah.
And it has to do with wish lists. So normally, if you have a game on a wish list and the game officially releases, you get an email from Steam saying, hey, this game is officially released.
Yep.
Well, apparently there's a very, very small bug. Once again, less than 100 games since 2015. So in 10 years, it's only been just under 100 games. But there's a very small chance that your game, no matter the size of the wish list, when your game releases, Steam won't fire out those emails.
Interesting.
So
this was one of those games.
yes. So this project, Planet Centauri, had been worked on for 10 years. And in a span of basically upon release, they completely lost all chances of selling the product because the wish list email never went out.
Yeah. No, I get that because I'm the same way where there's a bunch of games that are early access or, I haven't picked up that I'm waiting to get that email to be like, this game has been released. Or honestly, the other way I pick up a lot of games is I see it. Oh, look, the game's at full price. I know eventually it's going to go on sale.
Yep.
And then, 6 months later, I get the email being like, this game, it's on sale. I'm like, oh, cool. Let me go check it back out again. So, yes, even the wish list of new notifications on sales, whatever the case is, I imagine I'd actually be very curious if Steam has, I'm sure they have analytics, but I'd be kind of curious to actually hear the analytics of like, what is, the captive purchase rate of gamers finding games through the wish list or purchasing games via those wish list emails. I'd be kind of fascinated.
Right.
I imagine it's a pretty powerful tool to know that these games are on sale.
So Steam did actually do something for them. Although I think at this point it's a little, what do you call it?
Too late.
Yeah, a little too late. And that is that they intend to put the game on a daily deal as a way to help make up for lost visibility for your launch date. Now, that means that the game will get more eyes. However, daily deal means discount.
Yep. So it's tricky for sure.
Yes.
I feel bad for them. I mean, it's kind of like obviously Steam had no ill malice in this regard. It's not what they intended to. And it is kind of the nature of, being beholden to third-party stores like Steam, or we've talked a number of times about the Apple Store. And actually, it would be relevant to the Steam Store where there is so much slopware where it is hard to find good new games because there is a lot of crap on there. And it really does make, in this case, the wish list and other stuff super important. We all have short memories. And so if you don't know, hear about a game, you put in your wish list, chances are you're going to forget about it until you're notified because of some reason, or because there's so many things in the list, like you mentioned at the very beginning of what page is it on for the Rising, whatever.
Yeah.
It's going to fall off. It's kind of a vicious cycle where if you don't make it on the list, you'll never make it on the list to move up the list in this case. So, yeah, it's all around just a unfortunate situation.
Yes. Real quick, I posted this in the chat, but during that 10-year span, 86,000 games have been released on Steam, and just having basically around 100 games fail. But at the same token, that's still 100 games with the potential of them all. I don't know if if some of them were AAA titles or if they were all indie titles. If they were, I'd be very curious to see if this was the bug had to do with maybe the first entry of a developer into Steam, or could it truly affect everybody? That I'd be very interested to see that. Of course, I'm sure Valve was like, no, it was totally random.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things.
Yeah. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to pause real quick to thank the individuals who helped Alter Confusion be the Alter Confusion.
80,000 games in 10 years.
Yep.
That is, well, I'm actually curious. Let's see here.
Well, it's 8,600 games a year.
That's ridiculous.
Average.
That is 23 games a day.
Yeah.
That's insane. I didn't realize. You knew it was a lot, but like, it's
Yeah.
just that's a lot. Yeah.
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 Anywho, let's
Sorry,
pause
okay,
real
I
quick
keep
to
on
think.
getting this damn ad on Twitch, and I'm
Uh-huh.
like, what kind of alcohol is this that this guy's peddling?
Uh-huh.
No, it's perfume or cologne, whatever. And it looks like it because like it's a nice bottle. It looks like a bourbon. And they start spraying it. I'm like, oh, I'm not interested now. I wanted some good bourbon. Anyways, go on.
Okay, we are going to pause real quick to thank the individuals who help Alter Confusion be the Alter Confusion that you love and adore, and that, of course, is friends of the show. And to start us off, let us go with the Indie Cluster. The Indie Cluster is an organization of independent game developers that want to gain exposure by being involved in the community. They collectively journey to popular conferences as a traveling booth to help gain attention for their games. They make partnerships in local communities to bring games to the mainstream mindset. They highlight local, unusual, and rare concepts to challenge the paradigm of the common. They also host events to teach kids and minority groups about game development to hopefully one day enter the industry themselves. For more information, go to indiecluster.com. The next shout out we got to give is to the AV master himself. That, of course, is Noodle Boy Media. Founded in 2015 by Andrew Tran, Noodle Boy Media, previously Wackade 47 Media, is your choice for professional photo shoots and panel recordings at conventions. They pride themselves in providing a high level of professionalism, top-notch experiences, and quality services. If you want more information and to view their full list of services, check out facebook.com/noodleboymedia. The next shout out we got to give is to the individual who can help get those aches and pains out of your body from long days in your office chair or perhaps long gaming sessions, and that, of course, is Hero Chiropractic. Hero Chiropractic is a unique healthcare practice set up by Ryan Moore. The company's focus to elevate a patient's experience of freedom, creative expression, and joy. They believe that everyone can be a hero and has incredible heroic potential inside themselves waiting to be unleashed. Hero Chiropractic focuses on mobile chiropractic care in the greater Atlanta area. They are committed to healing clients by creating a plan of action uniquely suited for each person. They make that plan of action as convenient and affordable as possible, and most importantly, suited to your individual needs. For more information, go to herochiropractic.com. The next shout out we're going to give is to the music maestro himself, and that, of course, is CrossPad Creative. Need a new logo or want to work on a full branding and content strategy? Or maybe you need music or audio for your content, just like Alter Confusion? CrossPad Creative offers a whole host of solutions for individuals and small businesses. Just email Josh at crosspadcreative@gmail.com and see what he can do for you. And the final shout out we're going to give is to the original backer of Alter Confusion via Patreon, and that, of course, is Agile Axiom. By day, Axe leads both the development team and system administration team working with satellites at NASA's Goddard campus. But while not in meetings and many times during, he is the Agile evangelist, Agile Axe, championing the philosophy of Agile and trying to make the world a better place for software developers, testers, system admins, and software projects the world over. Decades of experience in software development and leading Agile teams are brought to bear against evil processes, inefficient work, and bad habits. For more information, go to agileaxiom.com. Now, before I do my usual spiel, I do want to point out that if you are watching this recorded or you're listening to the podcast, the audio podcast, all of these links are in the description of the show. So if you're on YouTube, just check the, whatever the body of the text that gives you all of the topics, as well as it'll give you all the links. If you're listening to the podcast, just view the information. It'll give you the information. You can find all the links and whatever. Now, moving on. I know at this very moment in time, ladies and gentlemen, that you want to know, how do I become a friend of the show? Well, it's very simple. Ladies and gentlemen, Alter Confusion survives on love and support of fans like you, and so we have a Patreon page. Patreon lets you, the lovers... Oh, no. There it is. The fans, lovers, haters, demigods, interdimensional beings, gods, demons, aliens, vampires, werewolves, swamp creatures, vampire supporters, and more to become active participants in the work we love through a monthly membership. This gives you access to exclusive content, community, and insight into our creative process. In exchange, we gain a bit more freedom to do our best work and the stability we need to build an even stronger creative career. We currently have 2 tiers that you can pledge at. We have the $1 a month tier, that's $1 a month or $12 a year. What you get is early access to all the playthroughs, which right now is season 1 of the Walking Dead, the Telltale series. And it also allows you to participate in patron-only posts. Now, if you're feeling a little extra frisky, you can bump that up to $5 a month. That's $5 a month or $60 a year. Not only do you get everything at the $1 tier, but you gain your name or organization added to the Friends of the Show section of every single Thursday night hangout. So if you want to become a patron of Alter Confusion, go to Patreon, that's patreon.com/Altered Confusion. Now, of course, the next shout out we got to give is to something that's steadily approaching. That, of course, is, ladies and gentlemen, Alter Confusion is proud to say that we have been fundraising for Extra Life for 14 years straight. Extra Life is gamers doing what they do best, game, to help sick and injured children at their chosen Children's Miracle Network Hospital. The money that we, Alter Confusion, raise through Extra Life will go directly to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta as unrestricted funds. This means that the hospital decides where and how to spend the money to ensure the dollars we raise make the biggest impact in the lives of the kids they treat. So if you have the capacity to donate, please go to extra-life.org and search for Alter Confusion today. And I would like to report that we did receive a donation earlier today. So thank you to King Richard for your donation. Okie dokie. Now,
I didn't know we were sponsored by a king. It's pretty amazing.
Yes. I've King Richard, last but not least, Battle and Brew near Dunwoody. Yes, that's Dunwoody. Actually, Battle and Brew is both in Dunwoody and also in the Battery, which is right outside Truist Park, where the Atlanta Braves find ways to lose games. But it's down there.
I have not been to that one, actually.
I have seen it, but but it was on a day where the Braves had an early game, and so Battle and Brew wasn't opened yet. So I missed out on getting to tour that area.
We do need to go over there for some B&B at the Battery and see how it is.
Yes. We need to check it out, test it out.
For science.
Yes, exactly. For science. Okay. Let's get back into things. So I'm going to be totally honest with you. I still have not played the sequel to Death Stranding, but there, of course, Death Stranding 2 is out, and now there is talk about an animated feature, which is now being titled Death Stranding Mosquito. Kojima basically has come out and said that he plans to expand the Death Stranding IP in the upcoming years, and that it will encompass not just video games going forward. There's supposed to be a live action that Norman Reedus, who's basically the main model that the main character for Death Stranding is based off of, he is supposed to reprise his role in the live action whenever that actually happens.
I have not played any of the Death Stranding. I don't really know if I actually own it. I know I should, because I've heard it's great and all that stuff, but I just have not.
It is good. It is a glorified mailman or delivery man game with some sci-fi elements in it, but really, at the end of the day, what are you doing? You are sprinting from point A to point B to deliver something. But I loved it. I loved the first game. I played a shit ton. Yes, it's kind of like Paperboy. but you're not on a bike, one, and two, if something hits you, it's not game over.
Oh, well, that's fun in that.
I'm just looking up real quick how much time I spent with Death Stranding, and that would have been 97 hours. So I got more than my money's worth for the original Death Stranding, and I probably at some point will break down and buy the second one.
I will say it is on sale right now for half price. So
God,
I
Zealeus, don't
suppose
tell me that. Damn it.
no, sorry, Death Stranding 1, the original.
Okay. Well, I've already played that one, so we're good. We're good. We're good.
Yeah.
But
So for me personally, now would
yes,
actually be the time to buy it if I were to buy it.
there you go.
Apparently.
Also,
Now,
side.
so question for you. Oh,
Yes.
question though.
Yes.
Is it a good controller, meaning PS5 game, or is it a keyboard and mouse game?
Ooh. What did I play with? I'm going to be honest with you. I think I played with the
Because you play a lot of your games with your controller.
I think I played with the controller. I think that in unless it's a first person shooter, I think, and even then, I think if it's a first person shooter, it's a 50-50 shot if I'm going to go keyboard and mouse or controller. It just depends on how it feels. But if it's like a third person game,
Yeah.
I'm more likely to just play it on the gamepad.
Fair enough.
Now, speaking of Steam, I do want to point out, well, I mean, it's not just on Steam. It's on several different platforms. But ladies and gentlemen, I do want to point out that there is a very important game release that is happening tomorrow. The early reviews are already coming in, and it's looks like most of them are pretty good. Some people are like, they overcomplicated, an amazing thing. But ladies and gentlemen, Hades 2 will be officially launching tomorrow. With my new graphics card, it's going to be very dicey for me to try to avoid this computer. I may dip my toes, and I don't know.
You're gonna do it. Just do it. Come on.
I don't know.
Why wouldn't you?
Because I need to record season 2 of Walking Dead first, so I could post that. And then there's some other games that I should probably record so I could build a backlog. It's a wonderful thing, planning ahead. I have not been doing a lot of that lately. And I've also been putting a lot of time in a game called, oh my gosh, I'm going to get this wrong. Hold on. After Image, which is a Metrovania game, which I don't know how far I am into the game. I think I'm a third of it away in, maybe getting close to the half point. I don't know, but I am enjoying the crap out of that game. So
there you go. That's good reason.
Yes. Anyway, speaking of releases, let's talk about the fact that Borderlands 4 may not be coming to the Switch 2 anytime soon. And to be honest with you,
what shall I do?
Is that really that big of a surprise after all of the performance issues graphically that's been occurring and it not having been released onto the Switch 2 just as of yet? I too would be holding that release off indefinitely until we fix all the bugs so that people don't demand their money on yet another device.
Yeah, and from everything I've seen with the Switch 2's still not, and not by still, it's not going to be like still struggling with hardware for newer release games. And as you pointed out, with Borderlands 2 already having Borderlands 4 having issues with modern PCs
and consoles.
Yeah, and console. Yeah, and like the PS5 and Xbox. Yeah, I'm sure that the Switch 2, it would struggle mightily. So, not surprising.
Yes, not surprising at all.
Yeah.
But I've heard. Now, I've still yet to play Borderlands 4.
No.
But what I've heard is that those people who have found a way to get around the graphics bugs or whatever have basically come out and said, "Look, here's the deal. I am fucking done with Claptrap. I can't stand him. Is there a way to mute him? Because he is even more over the top annoying."
Oh boy.
Yes.
What shall we do?
I don't know. I think I'll just continue to hold off for now. I've got enough games on my plate. I don't need that one. But yeah. Okay.
No, it's definitely one of those games where I will wait when it's out on sale at some point in the future, and
Yes.
then be like, cool, now I'll get it. But
Yes. Hopefully, it
it's
will have some DLC bundled in. That'd be
exactly.
nice.
So yeah, I just don't feel the need. Yeah, especially for single player games. Like I do kind of think like so for multiplayer games, I could definitely understand the impetus behind playing it like day one because you don't want to get behind the crowd.
Right.
Um, and I do know there is online components to Borderlands, but it's not like an MMO or a MOBA or one of those type of online games where like you got to kind of keep up with everyone. Like Borderlands is online is more like, hey Charlie, let's play a co-op game versus
Yeah.
the competitive ladder.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will happily wait.
Yes. Zeus' computer can launch NASA rockets. If it doesn't work on his computer, it's broken. There you go.
Yes.
Sam knows.
Although
Sam
I think
definitely
your
knows.
GPU beats my GPU now, so congratulations, sir.
Woohoo! Now I do want to point out something really quick, and I double checked this right before we came on. Speaking of consoles, I didn't know. First of all, my last console was the Xbox One. Okay,
Yep.
I haven't bought into anything since then. Well, scratch that. The Switch has been basically my last console. But apparently, Microsoft is doing so bad with their Series X or whatever the hell they're calling it these days that Costco has removed all Xboxes from their online store. If you
Wow.
Google, if you go to Costco and you type in Xbox, it said no results found. However, you can type in Switch or PlayStation, and it will pull up information for you. So it's just the Xbox.
I know there's been rumors about like, will the Xbox have a next generation console?
Yeah.
Because A, they've been more interested in bringing their games to all the consoles and
Yep.
systems, and